Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiri Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhagavati Naishtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, the first step in God realization. Text number 20 onwards. Shukdev Goswami is further speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Rajastamo bhyam akshiptam vimudam man atmanaha yached dharanaya dhiro hanti yatat kritam malam. One's mind is always agitated by the passionate mode of material nature and bewildered by the ignorant mode of nature. But one can rectify such conceptions by the relation of Vishnu and thus become pacified by cleansing the dirty things created by the passionate ignorant modes of nature. Persons generally conducted by the modes of passion and ignorance cannot be bona fide candidate for being situated in the transcendental stage of God realization. Only persons conducted by the mode of goodness can have the knowledge of the supreme truth. Effects of the modes of passion and ignorance are manifested by too much hankering after wealth and women. And those who are too much after wealth and women can rectify their leanings only by constant remembrance of Vishnu in his potential impersonal feature. Of course, here the context is going of impersonal feature. The Shukdev Goswami is describing to Parikshit Maharaj. That's what Prabhupada writes. That one can rectify these leanings after wealth and opposite sex by constantly remembering Vishnu. Generally, the impersonalists or monists are influenced by the modes of passion and ignorance. Such impersonalists think of themselves as liberated souls, but they have no knowledge of transcendental personal feature of the absolute truth. Actually, they are impure in heart on account of being devoid of knowledge of the personal feature of the absolute. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that after many hundreds of births, the impersonal philosopher surrenders unto the personality of Godhead. To acquire such a qualification of God realization in the personal feature, the neophyte impersonalist is given a chance to realize the relation of the Lord in everything by the philosophy of pantheism. So it means an impersonalist is very difficult for to come to the personal feature, to understand the personal feature. So he goes to the theory of pantheism. Pantheism comes from Krishna. Of course, from second chapter onwards, Shukdev Goswami will describe the universal form of the Lord. So slowly, he's taking Parikshit Maharaj up. Because this is one of the duties of a guru, of a spiritual person, first to find out the level of his disciple and then instruct him further, guide him further, so that he from if Shukdev Goswami just starts of creating, but many people but won't be able to appreciate or understand those pastimes. So Shukdev Goswami will slowly take them further up. So this is Guru. This is Guru. The Guru understands what's the level of my disciple and how to raise him up gradually. We will see further when Parikshit Maharaj asks questions further on in Shukdev Goswami how he answers, how he appreciates the question, and he sees the disciple is making progress. Pantheism, in its higher status, does not permit the student to form an impersonal conception of the absolute truth, but it extends the conception of the absolute truth into the field of the so called material energy. Everything created by the material energy can be dovetailed with the absolute by an attitude of service, which is the essential part of living energy. The pure devotee of the Lord knows the art of converting everything into its spiritual existence by this service attitude. And only in that devotional way can the theory of pantheism be perfected. So, pantheism, we'll see further how the universal form, how pantheism means everything is God. How universal form one can think of everything in relationship with Krishna. But the whole idea is to take the mind from the modes of passion and ignorance to the mode of goodness, because that is the only way one can think of God, one can uh, realize God, one can make further progress in spirituality. Text 21. Yasyam sandharya manayam yogino bhakti lakshana ashu sampadyate yoga ashrayam bhadram ikshataha. O king, by this system of remembrance and by being fixed in the habit of seeing the all good personal conception of the Lord, one can very soon attain devotional service to the Lord under his direct shelter. Success of mystic performances is achieved only by the help of the devotional attitude. Pantheism, or the system of feeling the presence of the Almighty everywhere, is a sort of a training of the mind to become accustomed to the devotional conception. And it is this devotional attitude of the mystic that makes possible the successful termination of such mystic attempts. One is not, however, elevated to such a successful status without the tinge of mixture in devotional service. The devotional atmosphere created by pantheistic vision develops into devotional service in later days, and that's the only benefit for the impersonalist. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 12.5 that the impersonal way of self-realization is more troublesome because it reaches the goal in an indirect way. Although the impersonalists also become obsessed with the personal feature of the Lord after a long time. And this is Shukdev Goswami speaking because he himself was a Brahmavadi as soon as he was born. He was a Brahmavadi at that time. Means pantheism. They're like Brahm Jyoti everywhere. He is everywhere. He is Brahm Jyoti. But then, by the mercy of Vyasadeva, when he heard two verses of Srimad Bhagavatam from the students of Vyasadeva, and then later on he came back to Vyasadeva and he learned the whole Bhagavatam. Then he became a devotee. So one who is devoted, or one who is only concerned with the impersonal feature, for him to make progress on the path of self-realization is very difficult. Very difficult. But this is what is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Text 22. Rajovacha यथा संधार्यते ब्रह्मन् धारणा यत्र सम्मता यादृशिवा हरेदाशु पुरुषस्य मनोमलम्. So Shukdev Goswami answered the two questions of Parikshit Maharaj, which were one question of what a person is supposed to do who is about to die, and what is the dharma, what is the occupational duty of the person. So Shukdev Goswami indirectly answered. Obviously, he's not going to answer like we go to the exam and answer, okay, question A, so this is answer A, and question B, and this is answer B. So, so Shukdev Goswami did answer that one who's about to die, he should remember Krishna. And how to remember Krishna, how to control the mind, he has given some hints. So now Parikshit Maharaj is further asking questions. The fortunate king, Parikshit, inquired further, said, O Brahman, please describe in full detail how and where the mind has to be applied, and how the conception can be fixed so that dirty things in a person's mind can be removed. So this is a sign of a serious student. He's not just satisfied by the answer he receives. He wants to know further. He wants a further clarification. How I can do that? Shukdev Goswami did say, okay, you concentrate your mind on the features of Vishnu, on the limbs of Vishnu, and once that is done, then obviously this lower modes of nature, passion and ignorance, will go away from your heart. You'll be situated in goodness. Now, King Parikshit wants to know further how to do that, how and where the mind has to be applied, and how the conception can be fixed. Purport. The dirty things in the heart of a conditioned soul are the root cause of all troubles for him. So what are the dirty things in the heart of a conditioned soul? So the dirty things are basically the anarthas. Anartha means things that we don't want. Anartha. But they are there. So somehow we have to remove them. So anarthas are Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. So they have to be removed from the heart of a conditioned soul. Because liberated souls don't have these dirty things. Conditioned souls like us, we have plenty of those. And they're the root cause of all troubles for him. Basically, it starts with calm. That's the first, and from there on, everything starts. Calm means for a soul to enjoy separately from Krishna. That is calm. Any sense gratification separately from Krishna. That is calm. Even the desire to enjoy. That is calm. A conditioned soul is surrounded by the manifold miseries of material existence. But on account of his gross ignorance, he is unable to remove the troubles due to dirty things in the heart, accumulated during the long prison life in the material world. He is actually meant to serve the will of the Supreme Lord, but on account of the dirty things in the heart, he likes to serve his concocted desires. These desires, instead of giving him any peace of mind, create new problems and thus bind him to the cycle of repeated birth and death. These dirty things of fruitive work and empiric philosophy can be removed only by the association with the Supreme Lord. The Lord, being omnipotent, can offer his association by his inconceivable potencies. Thus, persons who are unable to pin their faith on the personal feature of the Absolute are given a chance to associate with this Virat Rupa, or the cosmic impersonal feature of the Lord. The persons who are unable to pin their faith on the personal feature of the Absolute. See, everybody is on a different level of advancement, different level of consciousness. Everybody is different. We cannot expect that everybody can become a devotee of the personal feature of Krishna and start chanting Hare Krishna and give up everything nonsense. Not going to happen. So those who are unable to do this are given a chance to associate with this Virat Rupa, or the cosmic impersonal feature of the Lord. The cosmic impersonal feature of the Lord is a feature of his unlimited potencies. Since the potent and potencies are identical, even the conception of his impersonal cosmic feature helps the conditioned soul to associate with the Lord indirectly and thus gradually rise to the stage of personal contact. So gradual progress is there, gradual rise to the stage of personal contact is there. Maharaj Parikshit was already directly connected with the personal feature of the Lord Shri Krishna, and as such, he had no need to inquire from Shukdev Goswami about where and how to apply the mind in the impersonal Virat Rupa of the Lord. But he inquired after a detailed description of the matter for the benefit of others who are unable to conceive of the transcendental personal feature of the Lord as a form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So Prabhupada is clarifying here. So he is asking this question for somebody else, for other. The non-devotee class of men cannot think of the personal feature of the Lord. Because of their poor fund of knowledge, the personal form of the Lord, like Ram or Krishna, is completely revolting to them. They have a poor estimation of the potency of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 9:11, it is explained by the Lord himself that people with a poor fund of knowledge deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, taking him to be a common man. So those who have poor fund of knowledge, those whose minds are not developed, consciousness is not developed, they cannot understand the person feature of the Lord. Of course, it is very difficult, very difficult. Like Krishna himself says, Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanum ashitam. When I descend in a human form, the fools and rascals, they derive to me because they cannot understand me. People generally, they cannot understand how this Krishna, who was a little baby Krishna, how he can be God. Krishna, who's a 16-year-old boy, how he can be God. It's not possible. Big demigods, they get muyanti yat surya. That's the first words of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yat Surya means the demigods, muyanti, they get bewildered. Even Brahmaji got bewildered, Indra got bewildered. What to speak of us? How can Krishna be God? Brahmaji, he was watching all the pastimes of Krishna. And Krishna, as a little boy, he was having lunch with his cowherd boyfriends at the banks of Yamuna. And the cowherd boys, they are pure devotees. They don't treat Krishna as God anyway. They're in a different mood with Krishna. Of course, their mood is to serve Krishna, to please Krishna, but not in a mood like he's God. That's why. So they were playing with him. And they know Krishna loves the food that has come from their homes because Krishna treats all the cowherd boys' mothers as his own mother, and he wants to please them also because they pack everything in their boys' lunch boxes for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna knows that. And Krishna would steal, or not just steal, he would take the food from the cowherd boy's hands and mouth and eat himself. And he himself would feed them with his own hands. And some of these boys also, when they are eating, suppose they ate some laddu, their mother, half-eaten laddu, they would put in Krishna's mouth. Krishna, taste it, it's very nice. Taste it. Brahmaji was watching this and he got bewildered. How can Krishna be God? And they said, this little boy is God. He's eating juta of everybody else. And not only that, he is eating uh, in his left hand. He had put rice and dahi, and he was eating with his right hand. Normally, in Vedic tradition, we don't eat, we don't touch the left hand to the food. We only eat with the right hand. Left hand is only for drinking water. That's it. And that's a custom. So Brahmaji can't be with that. So what to speak of common people like us? If Krishna is standing right in front of us, how can we understand he is God himself? Deities, okay, to a certain extent we can say he is God, but to come to have full faith that he is God, it's very difficult. We are because we are in Vedi Bhakti process. We are struggling to perform our Vedi Bhakti. So somehow we are training our mind to see that the deity is God himself. That's what is Vedi Bhakti. Somehow we're training our mind slowly, slowly, slowly. We are not like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he entered Jagannath Puri temple. He saw Shyam Sundar. He didn't see Jagannath. He saw Shyam Sundar Krishna standing there playing on his flute. Of course, when we go to Jagannath Puri, we are so struck by his majestic presence of Lord Jagannath, Balramji, and Subhadra and Sudarshan. We just go in complete awe. Oh, that's God. And he is huge, he is big. And we go close to him. But we're still trying to train our minds. It's not trained yet. We're still trying. Of course, we are on the right track, but long way to go. But this question is what Parikshit Maharaj is asking for all of us. How do how do we see God everywhere? How do we train our mind? So people in general have a poor estimation of the potency of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, it is explained by the Lord himself that people with a poor fund of knowledge derive the supreme personality of Lord, taking him to be a common man. Such men are ignorant of the inconceivable potency of the Lord. By the inconceivable potency of the Lord, he can move in human society or any other society of living beings and yet remain the same omnipotent Lord without deviating in the slightest from his transcendental position. So, for the benefit of men who are unable to accept the Lord in his personal eternal form, Maharaj Parikshit inquired from Shukdev Goswami how to fix the mind on him in the beginning, and the Goswami replied in detail as follows. So, I guess we'll read this tomorrow onwards. See anybody have any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much once again for your superior
Thank you.
explanation. A lot
Oh,
of things are
I
getting
try.
clear. It looks like you are speaking only for me.
I'm speaking for me actually. I'm learning. Chalo, I guess then we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.